Hey everyone. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope you all are doing happy, doing blessed, doing safe. Hopefully this time I'll be able to get my live stream going. It seems like all day today I've been making mistakes and having to start over and all this other stuff. And I guess live streaming is no different. But anyway, welcome to your random live stream for the week of February the 10th, 2024. Let me turn my phone off there so that way people don't disturb me. So, first off, let me talk about what's going to come up on the Geek Report. Okay. So, this is the Geek Report for this week, and we're going to talk about what's going on in Toronto and how she's suing Disney. We're also going to be talking about some possible news of a Cyberpunk 2077 sequel. And we also got some sad news that Toby Keith has died. He succumbed to cancer this past week. Those are just some of the items that are going to be up on the Geek Report. If anything else comes up, I will add it and then do it too. But right now, that's what's coming up on the Geek Report. But I do kind of want to talk about what's going on with Gina Carano. I think we need to talk about this. I think it needs to be talked about. And that's this right here. Now, if you haven't heard by now, and honestly, I was sorely tempted, really sorely tempted to do a special emergency live stream Tuesday or Wednesday when this all happened. Okay. But let me kind of set the stage for you. Okay. So back in 2022, you have the Mandalorian season two coming out. Okay. And in season one and in season two, they had a character named Cara Dune who was played by Gina Carano. Now, Gina Carano has never been one of these people to shy away from expressing her opinions about things, and that is her right. She has every right to express opinions about things. Okay, it's like she said in her statement when she decided to sue Lucasfilm. Artists do not give up their rights to express their opinions when they take on roles. It's true. Okay, full on true. I believe that. Okay, I believe no matter where you work at, not everyone's going to think like you, and everyone's going to have their own opinions about things. Okay, well, fast forward to 2022. Okay, season two of The Mandalorian is doing gangbusters. They're now talking about having Gina Carano. She's become so popular at this point that they're now talking about having Gina Carano spearhead her own Star Wars series called Rangers of the New Republic. Now, she goes and she makes a tweet. And I'm not going to show you the tweet because I don't know if it'll get me kicked off YouTube or whatnot because some people have been kicked off YouTube for it and some haven't. I'm not going to do that. But the tweet basically was an image of World War II. And basically, it basically said, it's a bad idea to let governments pit people against other. Basically, what she was saying was it's not a good idea to have other, okay, where you let a government pit people against one another, okay. The context of the tweet was such that people kind of took it out of context, actually blew it out of proportion, and basically accused her of comparing this group of people to the the Jews during World War II. Okay, I don't know how else to say it like that, but okay. They basically said that she was comparing Republicans to Jews during World War II. She was doing no such thing. She didn't even mention the name Republican in the tweet. Okay, all she said was that it's not a good idea when governments pit people against one another. When governments or government organizations says this group of people is bad, it never ends well. And she's right. Okay. Name me one time where it has ended well. Okay. Now, with that being said, immediately after that came out, there was this whole hashtag of fire Gina Carano, which I to this day I don't believe that was organic, but I'll get back to that here in a minute. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so anyway, there was this whole hashtag of fire Gina Carano, which I don't believe was organic. I don't believe it came out of nowhere. I believe this was planned. And you're going to excuse me, my allergies are clogging up on me. Well, immediately after that, Gina Carano was let go from anything connected with Lucasfilm. And the way they did it really burns me. Okay. They didn't call her into the office. They didn't talk to her face to face. They did it over Twitter. And then I don't know if it was Lucasfilm, and I'll get to that more in here in a minute. But people proceeded to cancel her. Okay, which ticked me off even more. Okay, first off, let's just get something straight right now. Disney and Lucasfilm can hire and fire who they want. Okay, the reason they did it, how they did it, and what they did afterward is what really ticks me off. Okay, it's what really just gets my goat. Okay, all right. First off, you have all her other co-stars saying things on the opposite end of the spectrum. When she says something, though, she's labeled this or that, and she has to go through a struggle session and all this other stuff, and it's ridiculous. Then, when you finally fire her, okay, you don't go through the proper procedure like call her into the office, let her tell her side of the story, all that stuff. You just do it over Twitter trying to embarrass her, okay? And that's basically what it was. They were trying to embarrass her, okay? They were trying to silence her, okay? And that's garbage, okay? And then afterwards, okay, people tried to cancel her. And I still believe that the whole hashtag fire Gina Carano thing and the canceling afterwards were done by Lucasfilm. And I'll get to that here in a minute. Okay. Now, fast forward to now to this past week. Now, a couple months ago, Elon Musk made a tweet, said, if you were ever fired or anything for related to your job from your work, if you were ever fired from your work because of something you said on Twitter or X, contact me and we'll look into it. Well, she made a statement, and I'm going to get the statement up on here on the screen here because I want y'all to see the statement yourself. And I'm going to get it up here if I can ever get it up here. But basically, Elon Musk made the statement that if you were ever fired or anything like that from Twitter, okay, if anything like that ever happened to you on Twitter where you made a tweet and you were fired, then contact him and he'll look into it. Okay. Now, Gina made an important tweet. I'm going to show you the tweet right here. So this is the tweet right here. Let me get this on. Right there. Okay, this is the tweet right here. Okay. Now this was on February 6th, which is Tuesday. So this all happened on Tuesday, okay? So this all happened on Tuesday, and this is her statement right here. She said, after 20 years of building a career from scratch, and she ain't just talking about a movie career, she's talking about her MMA career and her movie career, okay? Let's just get that out of the way right now. But it says, and during the regime of the former Disney CEO Bob Chapek, Lucasfilm made the statement on Twitter, terminate me from The Mandalorian. And this is a statement that they made terminating her from The Mandalorian. It said, Gina Carano is currently not employed by Lucasfilm, and there are no plans for her to be in the future. Nevertheless, her social media posts denigrating people based on their culture and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable. That is the biggest load of garbage I've ever heard. Okay? She never denigrated anybody. She was just saying it's bad when governments tell people to look out for the other. Okay? She never denigrated anyone. Now, you go over here and you see some of her co-stars calling Trump supporters the bad guys from World War II, and that's okay. But the moment she says it's not a good idea for governments to label people other, she's kicked off. So that's a full on lie right there. Okay, and I'm gonna get this on full screen so you can see it. That's a full on lie right there. That's lie one. Okay, let's just count how many lies that they said. That's lie one. Okay, lie two was the fact that you know, well, they haven't done lie 2 yet, but that's the main lie right there, okay? That's the main lie, okay? That she didn't grade people. No, she did not. Okay, let's just get that straight right now. All right. Secondly, it says, and she continues on and says, nothing could be further from the truth. The truth is, I was being hunted down from everything I posted, every post I liked because I was not in line with the acceptable narrative of the time. My words were constantly twisted and to demonize and dehumanize me as a alt right wing extremist. It was a bullying smear campaign aimed at silencing me, destroying me, and making an example out of me. And I full on, and I'm just going to do this. I'm going to full on put on a tinfoil hat theory here. I full on think that the majority of that came from Lucasfilm. Okay. I full on believe the majority of that came from Lucasfilm. There was a lot of stuff going on at Lucasfilm at the time, and I think the majority of it came from Lucasfilm. Okay. I think that if I don't know if Lucasfilm like paid people off or if they did it themselves, but the whole hashtag fire Gina Carano thing, I full on do not believe it came organically. I think there was someone behind it. And I think all roads lead to Lucasfilm. Now that's just my theory, okay? That is full on my theory. That the whole firing of Gina Carano was done from Lucasfilm. Not just the firing, but the whole like uproar about what she said. Okay. I think it came from Lucasfilm. I think there was someone at Lucasfilm. My money's on Kathleen Kennedy. Okay. But I think that there was someone at Lucasfilm who wanted her gone, and they started all this uproar that got her fired. Now, she should have never been fired to begin with, but let's just get something straight. They can hire and fire who they want. It's the way they did it and what they did afterwards that ticks me off. Okay. And also, what ticks me off is why they did it, because they did it for a pack of lies. Okay. But let's keep on going here. It says here, look with your own eyes at what I posted and ask yourself, for example, where did I compare the Republicans to the Jewish people in the Holocaust? I didn't. Ask yourself why they were calling me this. Was there any merit behind that or history of it whatsoever? No. Look at what I was called, that, for making droid noises from Star Wars, beep, bop, boop, was obviously directed at the online bullies and did not in any way denigrate transgender people. Now, what she's talking about here is something that happened before her tweet, okay? She was basically bullied into putting her pronouns in her bio. I don't have pronouns in my bio, okay? Last time I checked, I didn't have pronouns in my bio. And if I do, I did not put them there. But I don't have pronouns in my bio. I didn't put them there. And everyone was saying, what are your pronouns? Put your pronouns in your bio, blah, blah, blah. She didn't want to. She felt that that was no one's business but hers, which it is. It's no one's business but hers, okay? So she goes and she does that, all right? Well, on does what she does is instead of putting he, she, or they, them, or whatever, she puts beep, bop, boop in there. And I think this is the second line right here, okay, is that people got ticked off at her doing that. They basically said, oh, you're making fun of these people or that people. No, she was just going against the bullies who were trying to bully her into doing something she didn't want to do. Okay? No offense, but my pronouns are no one's business but my own. Okay? And I don't believe in all that pronoun nonsense. Okay? I think if you look like a guy, you should be labeled as a guy. If you look like a girl, you should be labeled as a girl. That's just the way it is with me, okay? And if I do that, if I label a guy or girl and they say, oh, my pronouns are they them, then I will call them they them or whatever, okay? But until that day happens, and that has not happened with me yet, if a guy looks like a guy, I'm going to label them a guy. I'm sorry. If that hurts people's feelings, I apologize, but that's just the way I am. Okay? And you know what? When she put beep bop boop in her profile, she was going after the people who basically were bullying her, who were basically calling her every name under the book. She said, "Okay, you want me to put something? I'll put something there," and she did, and they flipped out about it. Anyway, it keeps on going, and let me get it on full screen here. And it keeps on going, and it says, "Were my questions about mass lockdowns and forced vaccines okay to ask and push the subject into the light? Should we have been allowed to publicly discuss these topics at that time without being harassed or censored?" Absolutely. True on. Truthful. Yes. It keeps on going. Hollywood says they support female representation and equal rights. Why then were my male co-stars permitted to speak without harassment and re-education courses or termination, but I was not afforded the same right to exercise my freedom of speech? And I'll tell you why. Because all her co-stars and stuff were on the other end of the spectrum. Okay, she wasn't brainwashed; they were. I'm just going to flat out say that she wasn't brainwashed; they were. And it keeps on going. It says artists do not sign away our American rights as American citizens when we enter into employment. I have spoken to all my co-stars since I was fired, and there is nothing but care and kind words between us. I respect their right to free speech and do not think the same on every issue to be their friends and work with them and know they feel the same towards me, which is basically human. Okay. Guess what? Not everyone's going to think like you, so you can either work with them or not. But at the end of the day, not everyone's going to think like you, and that's something you're going to have to accept. Okay, that there are going to be people who think differently of you, and all I ask from anyone when it comes to just people being around me and stuff, well, all I ask from anyone is you show me respect. That's it. That's it. You just show me respect. Okay. If you don't want to believe what I believe, so be it. If you hate Star Wars, so be it. Okay. But show me respect. That's all I ask. Is that you show me, just show me respect. That's literally all I ask from you. You know what I'm saying? That's literally all I ask. And it keeps on going here, and it says, a couple months ago, Elon Musk tweeted that if you have been fired from using the platform for exercising your right to free speech, and Twitter, it's now called X, but I'm always going to call it Twitter, he would have liked to offer these people legal representation, quite a noble offer, but never in my wildest dreams would I have thought anyone would take on my case at Lucasfilm Disney. Still, I did respond back. I think I qualify, and thousands of people agreed, but I did not expect anything. And it continues on down here. To my surprise, a few months ago, I received an email from a lawyer who had been hired by X, Twitter, and many others. Turns out, after sending them as much information as I could gather these past few months, my now lawyers believe wholeheartedly in my case and are moving forward. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to Elon Musk. As for me, I would love to pick up where I left off and continue my journey of creating and participating in storytelling, which is my utmost passion and everything I worked so hard for. It has been difficult to move forward with lies and labels stuff me backed and encouraged by the most powerful entertainment company in the world. I'm grateful someone has come to my defense in such a powerful way to look forward to clearing my name. Thank you to all who have supported me and made your voices heard. I pray God blesses each and every one of you. And with love, Gina Carano. And then there's inquiries. Okay. So I'm not going to get too deeply into this, but I just want to say this. First off, I think that Kathleen Kennedy, Lucasfilm, maybe even Bob Iger was behind her firing. And what I mean by behind her firing, I mean the whole uproar about everything she said, from masks, from lockdowns, the tweet, all that. I think they were behind it because she did not fall into the narrative of Hollywood. Okay, I think they were behind it. I'm going to talk more about this on my Geek Report. Okay, I'm going to really break down her statement. I know I've broken it down a little bit, but I'm going to really break down her statement and just kind of give you some of my thoughts and opinions on it. but there is so much going on here. If this could literally change the game at Star Wars, at Lucasfilm, and I apologize, my nose is itching. This could change the game at Lucasfilm. Okay, this could change everything at Lucasfilm. Okay, what we thought was certain could now suddenly go up in a puff of smoke, and it's not her fault; it's their fault. Okay, but I think this could literally change the game at Lucasfilm in terms of so many things. And I honestly think that there's a part of any type of lawsuit that's called discovery. Okay. I think that a whole lot of stuff is about to come out with discovery. Okay. Um, I'm not sure if y'all have ever read Soldier of Fortune magazine, but there's a quote they say. They say, "Do slay dragons and do noble deeds." Okay, that's what Gina Carano is doing. She is slaying dragons and doing noble deeds. Okay, full on. And this is from someone who just got Disney Plus back, who just got Hulu back, and is currently watching Hulu. I'm currently watching The Mandalorian season 3. I did not see it when it came out. I'm currently watching it. But yeah, like full on believe that she has something up her sleeve. Okay. I don't think that Elon Musk's lawyers would have taken this case if she didn't drop a bombshell on them. If she wasn't packing nuclear, okay? And I full on believe that it's probably some type of email she got from someone. And I'm about to say something, and it's probably going to make a lot of people mad. But I have to wonder, I have to wonder what that is. I was going to say something else, but I decided not to, okay? Because I just decided not to. But like I have to wonder what she dropped on them. I have to wonder if there ain't some huge bombshell about to go off at Disney and Lucasfilm. Okay. And I honestly want to see what Discovery produces. Okay. Because I think there's going to be a lot of shady stuff being revealed at Disney. I think there is going to be a ton of shady stuff. And I do mean a ton of shady stuff going on. I think that there's probably going to be a ton of shady stuff that's going to be discovered. And I personally believe that she's known for a long time that either Kathleen Kennedy, Bob Chapek, Bob Iger, whoever was behind everything. Okay, all the drama, the beat bop boop stuff, even her firing. Okay, and I think that she probably found out about that and held it in her back pocket. And I have to wonder, what does Nelson Peltz play in all this? Because Elon Musk is funding this lawsuit. Okay, so I'm kind of curious about how that is playing in all this. But this has the possibility of changing the game. This has the possibility of changing everything. All right. I mean, we could very well be seeing a complete reboot of Star Wars because of this. If this goes a certain way, this could bring down Bob Iger. This could bring down Kathleen Kennedy. This could bring down a lot of people at Lucasfilm. And you could get a whole new group of people in there who actually care about Star Wars, who actually want to see a good Star Wars again. And, all the while, when I first heard about this, I was tempted to do an emergency live stream to talk about this. And I'm going to really talk about this on the Geek Report, okay? But, yeah, I think this has the potential to change a lot of stuff, not just at Lucasfilm, but at Disney, especially if she has a ton of dirt to pull out. Okay. And I personally think there is an atom bomb waiting to be dropped. I think that she had something, because I just don't think that Elon Musk lawyers would take her case, especially against Disney, if they didn't have some type of atom, basically an atom bomb. Okay. And when she was fired, you had the Johnny Depp situation going on. You had so much stuff going on at Disney behind the scenes in terms of how they were doing Lucasfilm, how they were doing Star Wars, Indiana Jones, all that. I have to wonder if she ain't ready just to drop a bomb on people. Okay. I have to wonder if there are a lot of people at Disney right now who are scared out of their mind because she's ready to drop something on them. All right. And I I cannot wait for Discovery because during Discovery, all that stuff can be made public. Okay. See, I'm not a legal expert by any means. Okay. But this is what I understand. I had to take introduction to law at college. Okay. When I went to college, it was part of my course load. What we're dealing with here is tort law, which is lawsuits. Okay. Now, in any type of criminal case, lawsuit case, any type of case, there's a time called discovery, okay, where both sides give the information to the other side so that way they can prepare their statements and their counter arguments to that, okay? I cannot wait for that part of this. Okay. Now, I don't think this is going to be a quick process, okay? But when Discovery comes out, whatever is made available in Discovery can be made public. Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure that Disney and Lucasfilm are going to do everything in their power to get this squashed. Okay. And I do worry about the fact that it is taking place um in California, that there's probably people in the courts who are friends of Disney and are friends of Lucasfilm who are probably going to vote against her and all that. I worry about that. Okay. But yeah, I mean, this has the potential to change a lot of things, and I will talk about that on my Geek Report. Okay. I'm going to break down her statement a lot more. I'm going to talk about how Elon Musk plays into all this because he is funding her lawsuit. Okay, he's putting up his own money to her lawsuit, and there's a lot behind that going on. Okay, so we're going to talk about this on the Geek Report as well as other things. But I think that this has the potential to change a lot of stuff. I think this has the potential to change Star Wars. I truly believe this has the potential to change so many things, and I do believe that I do believe that she is slaying dragons and doing noble deeds. Okay, because whoever, whether you're talking about Kathleen Kennedy, Bob Iger, whoever, okay, they have become dragons. Okay, they've tried to they've allowed for canceling of people whom they did not agree with. Okay, when they could have stepped forward and say, hey, stop that. Or, I mean, Data Racer, he did like a whole thing where people were threatening her. I'm like, who's going to threaten Gina Carano? Really? She used to be an MMA fighter. Come on. She will beat the tar out of pretty much anybody. Okay? If you come at her with bad intentions. And since this firing, her popularity has only grown. So really, like, I mean, Bob Iger, Kathleen Kennedy could have done this better. They should have done this better. Okay, if they felt this strongly about it, okay, if this really was legit, they would have called her in and talked to her, and then decided whether or not to fire her or not. But instead, they did over Twitter. They did over the internet, which is a slimy way of doing it, and it probably goes against HR laws. Because I know of no company that has an HR law where you can get fired over Twitter. Okay, they call you in or something. All right, and plus that also brings the fact that she probably had like her own locker and stuff at Lucasfilm. Okay, now I understand the locker is Lucasfilm property, But that stuff inside that locker is her property. Okay? How did she get her property back? Did they just break the lock off and take their stuff out and ship it to her at FedEx? You know? I mean, that's a question I have. What about all the other HR stuff, like her exit interviews and stuff like that? Did they just skip over that part? I mean, I think this has been coming for a long time. I think it should have happened a long time ago. I think this has been coming for a long time, and I think she should have done this a long, long time ago. I full on believe that she should have done this a long time ago. All right. I full on believe that. I full on believe that she should have done this a long time ago. But yeah, like Gina Carano is suing Lucasfilm and Disney finally, and I think that she's put Kathleen Kennedy in the suit as well, which she should have done. There's a lot of people that she's calling up for witnesses. We're going to really look into her statement, into her, into the lawsuit itself on the Geek Report. We're also going to be talking about Cyberpunk 2077, the sequel. They're calling it Project Orion. We're going to talk about some news that's broken about that. And we're also going to pay tribute to Toby Keith, who died this past week from cancer. But look, thank y'all for watching. I know I've talked a lot about Gina Carano, what's going on with her, but that news is so massive that it could change a lot of stuff that's going to happen at Star Wars. Okay, it could change the dynamic of Star Wars altogether. Okay, especially when you add in the fact that you got Nelson Peltz doing this proxy fight going on. Especially when you, and my internet's kind of going wonky on me, so it's probably messing up my live stream a little bit. But like, you've got Nelson Peltz doing the whole proxy fight going on. You've got Elon Musk and what he's doing. So yeah, like this could really change the dynamic on a lot of things, especially at Lucasfilm, at Disney, all that. But look, thank y'all for watching this live stream. Please check out some of my other video sites, whether it be Odyssey or Rumble, because I'm asking you to. Please either like and share this live stream, and just leave a comment below what you think of some of what I've said here. I know there's probably other people's perspectives and all that, but just leave a comment below, share this live stream. I'll be uploading this to Rumble and Odyssey when I can. But look, you guys take care of yourselves. You guys watch over yourselves. Be groovy, be cool to one another. I will see y'all in the next video and in the next stream. And I will see y'all Tuesday for a Geek Report. So I will see y'all later.